Another mild day in south central British Columbia. And I'm out riding my NCM C5 e-bike, which is absolutely amazing. I totally love it. I also have a Hymo C26, which is more of a hybrid style, half mountain bike, half street bike. This is totally dedicated to street. And I can tell you that if you are on mostly asphalt, this is the kind of bike to get. With the nice thin tires, these are 30-centimeter tires, which look skinny, but they're so good for low resistance. The other thing to get if you're looking for an e-bike, definitely get the torque sensor over the cadence sensor. It's a way nicer feel to ride, more natural. And in this case of this bike, there's no gears, so it's great. It's simple. The only thing I would get would like maybe is an extra, like a low and high, so it'll go like 30 kilometers an hour, but by that time you're pedaling like a son of a bitch, like a hamster in a wheel. And just to get one extra gear would be nice to go on the high level so you can go faster. But this thing picks up speed so fast, you definitely don't need gears with the torque of the motor that is always on for you. 90% of the time I'm going in low power mode, and it's plenty even up hills. I'll put it in medium for a steeper hill, very rarely into high, unless there's a really strong headwind or a steep hill. So, and this bike only costs $6.99 Canadian. I can't believe it. For an e-bike, that is so much fun too. Yeah, I've replaced the seat and I've got some bar extensions, but this bike is so much fun to ride. I don't see how, probably won't ride that C26 Hymo much, because this is a way more fun bike to ride with the torque sensor as opposed to the cadence sensor, and with the nice thin tires that are way more agile and quicker to accelerate. The only thing the Hymo has over this is a little better braking. This has not got disc brakes, and the small tires, I think, thin tires, you don't have the same contact patch for braking, but I mean, it stops. That's all you want. I think it's an amazing bike for the price. And I was a little suspicious. I just wanted a cheap one because my Hymo's there's something wrong with the battery. So I wanted something to ride while that was getting kind of fixed, and I didn't want to spend a fortune. So I saw this one here, and $6.99. You cannot go wrong. It's light as a feather for an e-bike. It's so agile. It's really it's so much fun to ride, and it picks up the acceleration just is so quick, even with no gears. And you don't have to worry about changing gears like you actually do, sort of, in the other bike I've got. It's got a 7-speed, and if you're going up a hill, you're going to have to gear down pretty well, even with the pedal assist. But this thing here is, you don't need gears, you don't need disc brakes, you don't need a fancy display either. This thing's got a very minimal display, but it shows you how much power you left your battery and which power mode you're into, and that's about it. I bought a little headlight that has a speedometer on it and a distance odometer and average speed and all that. For 24 bucks you can add that on. So I did that, but this bike is just really, you don't have to spend $1,500, $2,000 to get a lot of fun on an e-bike. This bike is great. I just totally love it. Once I got the seat and the bar extensions that make it super comfortable now. Look how quiet it is. Like, those skinny, bald, slick like tires also don't make any noise. So that's another advantage of those. I've had a fat bike before, not electric, but one of those fat things, and they're horrible. The agility is terrible, so much resistance too, because the contact pad, unless you're going in snow or something, I can't see the point of those super fat tires. I just don't get it. And another misconception I had about this kind of a bike was that these tires were going to have a harsh ride, and they actually don't. These tires are made to be shock absorbers too. I'm running these. I found the sweet spot to be around 58 psi. The range is between 50 and 75 on these particular ones. And the sidewalls have that give to it that this thing doesn't have shock absorbers or anything. You don't need it. Not on a regular street, even on a bumpy road like this that has these expansion joints, or it's kind of broken up. It's not smooth. It's great. It's a nice cushioned ride. You can feel how those tires are absorbing a lot of the imperfections in the road. So I would go with thin tires. These are 30 millimeters. You know, I know race tires may be 24 or 26, 28, but these are 30s, which is pretty thin compared to, shit, I don't even know what the other ones, the 2.5 inches on my Hymo. But this is the way to go, and the torque sensor is so much better than the cadence sensor. So those are the two things I would recommend. I don't know that much about e-bikes, but I know one bike is far superior to the other, and this bike costs $500 less than my Hymo C26. It's probably the cheapest e-bike you could get on Amazon. I bought it directly from NCM, the company that makes it. They're German. It's German engineered. And it came within a week, easy to put together. Nice small little, it's a 36 volt, 12 amp hour battery. I've never come near, the longest trip I take is a 32 kilometer trip. And I still come back with 2 of the 3 bars remaining. So there's plenty of power in this battery because this thing doesn't take a lot of juice. It doesn't take much effort at all to get it going even without battery power. It's light. It's featherweight. The only thing about being at that light is if you put it on its stand and the wind's blowing, the wind could blow it over. And also in strong winds, it's a little dicey with the skinny tires than a lightweight bike. Just like on a motorcycle, a lightweight, smaller bike is going to be a little bit more trickier on the high winds than the highway. But beautiful mild day again. It's December 29th. There should be snow and ice everywhere, but there isn't. So there should be gravel on the road because they dump that on when there's ice and snow, and there isn't because there hasn't been any snow. So it's awesome. Could use a little sunshine, but can't have everything, I guess. Okay, yeah.